All right. Hello?
What?
Yo, what is good?
What?
It has been a minute, man.
Yes, sir. How have
It,
you been?
bro, I've been great. It's been about a
Not
week. We gotta hop on something after this. I
sure.
think I've been doing this pretty well. Doing pretty well. So, basically, what we're doing is we're just gonna do a typical tier list. Uh, it's the same exact one that Noah J did in his video, and I just screen shared with you. Should be able to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me know when you're watching.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay, so our tiers, we got S is near perfect, A is great, B is good, C is average, D lackluster, E bad, F is literal shit, and then we have haven't played. So I kind of put these in order by game, so it should be a little bit easier to get through them. But obviously, we're just gonna immediately do this right away. So remember, being completely unbiased. This is like the truth and what is actually accurate about the map, and not the Rise and Drac at near perfect and everything else in F, like your video. But starting off, we got Nocturne Totem. So, what are your opinions on
Uh,
Noct?
it's a good like base bare bones map, but I mean, there's really not much else about it.
Yeah, I feel like it's the start of zombies. Obviously, it's one of those maps that like you can go play it and it's fun if you have like a group of friends you're playing it with. But other than that, I feel like the map in general can't really be put up here in C or higher, mainly
Yeah.
because it's just like it's so basic, but obviously it's basic for reasons being it's the first map. So like I'd say it's lackluster just
Oh
because
yeah.
of the way it is and just because of when it was released and all the newer stuff we have. Do you think this is a good spot for it?
Yeah.
Okay, then we have Verruct. What do you think?
Mm, pretty much just Nocturne Totem, but with perks.
I think this was a big upgrade on Noct, and I feel like considering it has it added perks, traps, and all that, I think it should be average.
I think it would still be in lackluster, just a little bit above Noct.
Good point. Yeah, I think lackluster, but directly above Noct. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got Shino Numa, and I feel like it's the same thing with these two maps. It's just like it has perks, traps, whatever, but it's still like extremely lackluster. We still haven't had Pack a Punch or anything like that yet.
Yeah.
Um, but wasn't this map the first map to introduce Hellhounds?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
So I think Shino Numa should go the either like bottom of average or top of lackluster.
Yeah. It's at like bottom of average.
Okay, so we'll make sure this gets pushed down more. All right, Darius. So this isn't. We're not talking about the giant here. We're talking about the OG Darius. I'd say this map is actually kind of difficult to grade because like obviously we have Shinonuma here. So I feel like with this map, obviously it's the first map to introduce Pack a Punch, and it was the best map on World at War, 100%. Um, what do you think?
I feel like it would go above like Shino Numa, but
Yeah, I kind of second that. I feel like average is a good spot for it considering like it's not really like for its time it was good. Playing World at War on that map was good, but it's like it doesn't really have many qualities that would put it in good, great, or near perfect in my opinion. So I think that's a good spot for it. Um, Kino der Toten. What what are your opinions on Kino?
No, I'd say it is probably around like Derice since it does have pack a punch and perks. The map layout's alright, but it's definitely incredibly overrated.
Yeah, it is extremely overrated. I can definitely second that, and it's just like so many people just they grab this map and throw it right up here or like
Yeah,
right here, and they don't really look at some of the flaws it had. One of the flaws being the Nova crawlers were an extreme pain. I think Kino would go in between.
yeah, that
It's
sounds like a
it's
good.
a good map. It's fun to play if you have friends, but it just gets so boring at some points because like it just like it gets stale and it's not something that I'd want to go back and play over and over again. 5. Have you ever played 5? I don't know if you've played 5 before.
No, closest thing is like classified.
Okay, so I guess this haven't played section will be for like maps that we both have not played yet. But obviously I've probably played more maps than you because I've played all the older games. So for these maps that you haven't played that I have, I could still rank them. And I guess you could like you said, classified is quite similar to this one. So we can't really separate the two. But with 5, like you can give an opinion on this, and then I can grab classified as well, and we can put them right next to each other because they're literally the same thing. So what are your opinions?
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I
like
don't I don't have like too many complaints about the map layout.
from playing 5 and classified, they're quite literally the same thing. The only difference is the shield in classified, and the Easter egg for the Winter's Howl I don't think was in 5. But it's like the Winter's Howl in 5 was shit. The one in classified could at least do something. I think for that reason, like classified would have to go above 5. But where do you think it would go? Do you think it would go like I don't know? Because the pack a punch process was quite different as well. With this one, you had to build all the shit, and then with this one, you just had to get into that room where the one part is for the teleporter pad for classified. So, where would you put these two?
I'd say like classified at least somewhere in the average category, like somewhere like mid or higher,
I'd say yeah,
just because
classified
it's a bit easier.
classified and 5 can go. Are they better than Kino? What do you
No,
think about that? Do you think they're not better than Kino?
I think classified might be a little bit better.
Okay, I think yeah, that's a good point. Since classified has some of those redeeming qualities, I'd say put it above Kino, and then 5 can go below Kino because 5 was just like the basic thing, and then they kind of upgraded everything and made it into a little bit of a better experience once classified came out, and I just feel like classified is better than 5. A lot of people would be mad at that though. A lot of people love this map. But the next map is Ascension. I think with Ascension, it's a good map, but it's annoying to play because you literally can't keep perks unless you run around the map all the time, constantly. That's literally the only way you can keep your perks. So I don't know. It's basically with this map, it's like the pest waves are just annoying, you know? What do you think?
I'd say at most I'd probably put it in a like lackluster because
Yeah,
it's alright, but
it's definitely better than Nacht and Verrucht, 100%. And I know like for these maps, kind of like your input on them might not be as strong as like later maps like BO3, Infinite Warfare, BO4, stuff like that. Because like these maps are typically ones that like we don't play. But I think like Ascension, while it's a good map, it's just annoying. Like I was saying, like having to you run the jug and then you have to run all the way back to stamina up to save stamina up and then back to jug or whatever. So it's like it can be annoying at points when you need to do high rounds on this map because of constantly losing your perks. Other than that, like the high rounds are pretty easy and the setup process is pretty easy. So like I think Lackluster is a very good spot for it. I think that's a good pick. Call of the Dead. I don't know if you've ever played Call of the Dead before.
No.
Okay, so you've played Tag Your Totem, but you can't really rate Call of the Dead from that map. It's even though Call of the Dead is in Tag Your Totem, it's literally like it feels like a completely different experience. It doesn't feel like you're playing Call of the Dead. With Call of the Dead, um, it's a good map. It's just like I wouldn't say it's good. Like I wouldn't say it's a good map. Like it's fun to play, but this is where they were kind of focused on preventing camping for high rounds, which I feel like in zombies there shouldn't really be any restrictions to how you play because it's literally just a survival mode. So like the whole restriction to stopping people from camping on this map, I think was really stupid. But it also like even though they had that ability to not be able to camp, it's like you wouldn't be able to anyway because like the weapons on BO1 didn't do enough damage, and the high round strat is literally I think the scavenger. You literally just use that the entire time, and you need to run in circles with it. And at least on BO1 there was PhD, so that was like a redeeming factor of it. But like the scavenger wouldn't detonate fast enough in order to just camp with it. So like you couldn't camp anyway. So I don't really see the purpose of them adding George into the map to kind of slow down everybody's thought process with camping and prevent them from doing that. It was kind of pointless. But with this map, like Call of the Dead is extremely lackluster, and it's not better than Ascension because like the wonder weapons are shit, the map layout is shit. At least Ascension has, a cool wonder weapon, good layout. It's actually fun to play. You could do high rounds on it. Whereas with Call of the Dead, it's like it takes hours to do high rounds. And I'm hoping eventually at some point you end up getting like Black Ops 1 on PC, or I know with Plutonium for BO2, if they have one of those for BO1, you end up downloading it and playing it and trying out Call of the Dead or stuff like that. But I think Call of the Dead deserves a lackluster spot. I don't think it should be any better than that. But next is Shangri-La. What do you think?
I thought it was definitely a difficult map though.
Yeah,
Like, there's definitely a lot to it.
it's difficult for sure, especially on BO1. Very difficult map. I feel like the layout is kind of boring, and having to traverse the mud or whatever that is annoying as well, especially if you're being chased. Um, it's not really like the best experience. Like if I loaded up BO3 or BO1, this wouldn't be the map that I pick, 100%. So like with Shangri-La, like it's not. Where would you put Shangri-La? Because like the wonder weapon's cool, but I don't know. Like where would you put it?
I feel like either low, lackluster, or bad would be good.
Yeah, I think like Shang. Hold on. Shang is. Shang is definitely lackluster. I'd say it's gonna probably stay at the bottom of lackluster. I don't see it going down more. Like it could be bad, but I don't see like it's not terrible. Like it's not something that I wouldn't play. It's just like with the other options, like I most likely won't play it. But I would if the other options weren't there. Cause like it's not a half bad experience, and the Easter egg isn't really too bad either. But then there's Moon. My experience with Moon is not too great. I know it's a good map. I'd say from my experience with the map, it just like it's good. It's an easy high round map. The wave gun is cool. The Easter egg is pretty fun to do. It's just like it can get boring at times because it's just like the way the map looks aesthetically is just like it doesn't look. I don't know how to describe it. It's not an enjoyable setting. I think the
It's
best
not
way to
really
just
colors.
it's too gray. It's like Modern Warfare 2019. Like it's just too gray, which kind of makes it like boring because there's no color, and it just gets boring to play it because there's no color to it. Especially on
Yeah.
BO1. Dude, on BO1 it's terrible. The most color you're gonna see is if you're doing the Simon Says step. So I think Moon, while it has those bad qualities, it's a good map. Where would you put Moon?
Um, I'd say in like good. I think that would be pretty good.
You think like Moon? It's not terrible. It's definitely better though, for sure. So then we
Oh
got
yeah.
Town. We got Town from BO2 Survival. Town. What are your opinions on Town?
I was younger. I liked that map, and that was like the only one I had really played out of the survival maps. But
Because
the
it's the
map
best one.
itself,
It's literally
yeah,
it's the best one. Like if you played Farm or Bust Depot, like unironically, you're just weird. Because Town, definitely the best one for sure.
oh yeah. I
I
would say it would probably be like lackluster though, especially with all the lava just everywhere. There's too much of it.
Yeah, I'd say like these maps, while they're good, you can't say that like okay, it's better than Moon or it's better than all of these because it's literally just like a confined area. So it's like if we had to rank, like if we did a separate tier list based off of just survival maps like Town, Farm, Bus Depot, Gruston House, stuff like that, I'd say Town would be definitely like S tier near perfect, but with all these other maps in mind, I'd say it's like it goes like here. I'd say it goes here. Cuz Vrucht it has perks, whatever, whatever, but Town perks pack a punch. It's practically the same size as Vrucht. So I'd say like Town can go right here in lackluster between Vrucht and Call of the Dead. What do you think of that?
I think that would be a good spot for it.
Yeah, it seems like it would be a pretty good spot for it. I don't see any issues to why it wouldn't be there because like it's amazing. It is a great map, literally a great map. So then we get to Farm. How much have you played Farm?
Like the bare minimum.
I've played Farm quite a bit. Farm is probably my second most played because the Bus Depot is just shit. So with Farm, I'd say like without any explanation to it, I'd put it at bottom of lackluster. Actually, I'd put it in bad. Farm is bad. Farm is really bad. And it's bad purely because it's just it. There's not a good enough space to run. Like there's a tractor in the middle, so it's kind of just like it's bad, and it's all confined space when once you go because there's like right here where my cursor is. That's like an alleyway kind of, just like a gap between the barn and there's like a fence over here. So like you're in that confined area once you run that way, and if you there's a door on the right, you can go into the barn, and then there's like steps to go up to double tap. That's basically the worst spot of the map. But if you're training here and that's the only way you can go, you're basically fucked. Because this whole space is just gonna get you blocked off if the zombies spawn weird. So I think like Farm is bad, but it's not like terrible. Like it'd probably be like towards the top of bad most likely. I know some of these maps might be up there as well. How much have you played Bus Depot?
I played it a lot more than Farm. I used to like it because it was just like a Nocturne, but in Bus Depot.
I think with Bus Depot, it's worse than Farm. In my opinion, it's worse than Farm because like it has no perks, which sucks just a little bit. And it's like I feel like the area is a little more confined in Bus Depot because you have the gas pumps there, and the building isn't a good a spot to train. And then you also like around the gas pumps you have no space whatsoever. It's just small area. So think like with Bus Depot, it's probably lower than Farm, but not by much because these two are quite similar. Very confined space with little to no content. So do you do you agree with this, or do you think we should put it up more? Because like it's practically just a different area, but it's the same thing. Like it's confined space.
I'd say E's a good spot for it, especially because I'm pretty sure it's like one of the smallest zombies maps I've ever played.
Oh yeah, like there's literally nowhere to go. Anybody who has anything above round 50 on Bus Depot, like congratulations, because Bus Depot fucking sucks. Then we get to Transit. I conveniently dropped it in the spot that it might stay in. In my opinion, now this is completely unbiased, and this is what is kind of the truth about this map. A lot of people recently are asking for a remaster of Transit and say that the map was good and it's fun. And all I have to say to those people is shut the fuck up. This map is literally, if we had another spot below F, it would go there. That was like an actual rating and I haven't played. It would go there. Because Transit is terrible. The lava is just atrocious. It's not fun with friends. That's the argument, is it's fun with friends. No, it's not. I want to blow my brains out the same amount playing it solo as I do with friends. It doesn't change the gameplay aspect, like buildable power, and it's terrible. What are your opinions on it?
I haven't played it too much, but it's definitely bad, and I'm pretty sure the Easter egg is a 4-player Easter egg.
Yeah,
so
literally all of BO2 is a
my
4-player Easter egg except for Mob and Origins. You need 4 players, I'm pretty sure, for all of them. I don't know about Buried. I think you need 4 players for Buried. But I know for Die Rise you need all 4. Because you need 4 players to stand on the symbols on the elevators. So it's like the Transit Easter egg, the map, literally just the worst thing to ever exist. Die Rise. With Die Rise, it's better than Transit. In my opinion, it's better than Transit. That's a biased opinion, though. If we're being completely unbiased, this map is ass. And I don't understand how people can enjoy it. Like, they teased PhD, knowing that the map needed a PhD. They fucking put it in the map, but you can't get it. That was like the most douchebag thing to do. It's just, traversing this map is terrible. Uh-oh. Traversing this map is terrible. And literally, it's a pain to play this map. At least there's no lava, which is why I'd say it's better than Transit. What do you think?
Played the map.
You've never played the map. Have you watched
Yeah.
gameplay on it?
A little bit, yeah. And it looks awful.
It's not fun. Like literally them nerfing the liquefier was like the end of the map. And that was all the way back when it like released. It was god awful. God awful. These got all rearranged now, so we're kind of going out of order. So, Exodus, you probably have no clue what this is from. This is from Call of Duty Ghost Extinction. I personally have never played any of Extinction, except for Point of Contact. But I don't remember anything from Point of Contact, so I think...
Isn't that like the very first map, right?
Yes, Point of Contact, I believe, yes, that's the first map. So
I played a little bit of like somewhat recently, I think like last year or something.
I can remember like very vague things about this map. It's I I know it's the one where there's the big sign towards the end. I forget what the sign is for, like a motel or something like that. I don't fucking know. But like, I, it's not good. It's Extinction. Like Extinction's not good. So I don't know. Like I know you've.
Alright when I had played it, but there's pretty much no replay value to it.
Yeah, hold on. Descent, Artichoke, Mayday, and maybe I'm just stupid. I don't see. Yeah, I'm just stupid. I'm gonna wait until I can find it. But with Point of Contact, I've at least played it. But like, I don't remember anything from it other than like it's just very faint. Where would you put this map?
Hmm. I'd say like F at least.
Yeah, like Extinction is Extinction. There's really
Yeah.
no getting better than that, or worse. I mean, there's no getting worse than Extinction. There's a lot better. But you and I have both never played Exodus, Awakening, Mayday, or Nightfall, which is a good thing. So, as of right now, we literally don't have anything in great or near perfect. So I guess we're being pretty unbiased here and having some pretty good opinions on these because it's leaving a lot of space up here. So, Revelations. Let me just put it here for a second. What are your opinions on Rev?
It was an alright map, but it was pretty, like, I guess you could say like unoriginal because it's just a cluster of a bunch of older
See,
maps thrown together.
I understand that argument of it being unoriginal, but back when Rev was coming out, like this is kind of what everybody wanted. Everybody was talking about like old maps and all that coming back and whatever. Like this is kind of what people wanted to see. But then when it came out, people were disappointed, which is kind of why they released Chronicles. It was a backup plan, but it was also like they had that in development because people wanted the old maps back. So I think like Rev, while it's unoriginal, it has an easy to do Easter egg that's pretty fun. Although the second boss fight, is completely unoriginal. They didn't really do anything different for that one compared to Shadows of Evil's boss fight. So that kind of brings it down a little bit. But the first boss fight with the Margwas is good. The Wonder Weapons are awesome. Literally the best Wonder Weapons ever. The upgrade quest for the Apothecant Servant is good. The map layout's good. It's put together well for how chaotic it actually is. And just because it's on BO3, the story that goes with the map is also really good. So I think like with Rev, I'd probably put it in good, above Moon. I don't know what you think about Rev and what your opinions on where you had put it would be, but in my
It's a good
opinion,
map.
like it's definitely better than Moon. I can't put it below Moon. That would make me cringe a little bit. But here we're gonna get into some maps that you have not played. Descent. So I'm not gonna be Noah J and be like, "Yep, top 5 map right here." Descent is extremely lackluster. It's better. It's better than all of these maps. It's below Ascension. Descent, without a doubt, is the best Exo Zombies map. But like I played this a couple days ago, like literally a day or two ago with Quickscope. It's just like Exo Zombies can't. It's not getting above D. All of the Exo Zombies maps are gonna be D or lower. Just because like it's too hard, like it's too difficult of a zombies experience to put this anywhere higher than D. I know since you've never played Descent, you can't really give an opinion on it. But like this is kind of accurate. Like it's a good map, but it's not anywhere near top 5 like Noah J said it was. I might as well just do the rest of Exo Zombies real quick just to get it out of the way. Infection. Infection is bad. It's shit. Top of shit though. So with infection, the Easter egg is bad. You're literally making a cheeseburger and feeding it to a robot. Um, Very bad Easter egg, and if you don't save the survivors when they spawn in, you lose power. So you can't use your exosuit for a certain amount of time, and until that timer runs out, like I said, you can't use your exosuit. All the power stations are turned off. You cannot turn them back on. So that means no perks, no box, nothing. Pretty sure that also means most of the wall buys are shut down. And then also, you need to go back around the map and turn them all back on. And then at certain points throughout the game, each area of the map will start like an infection zone. And it sucks. It's terrible. It's not a good map by any means. Like, the layout's nice, but just the mechanics and how everything worked within the map, it was really bad. It was so shit. It was so bad to play and boring. And I'm just going to immediately move on. Outbreak, you've played this one, so you can actually talk about this one. What are your opinions on Outbreak?
It was very difficult though, especially with like the infection rounds and the EMP zombies.
Yeah, I feel like the same argument can be made for every map on Advanced Warfare. It's too difficult. The EMZs make it a pain to play. Like, you get your exo shut down and you're dead, unless you just run in one direction, and even then you're still going to get hit. Like, the zombies get so aggressive at high rounds, and high rounds in this game is like 15. 15 or higher is like high rounds with this game because of how difficult it gets. I definitely agree with you that like the infected rounds are god awful, and it makes the game 10 times more difficult than it already is, because now, like, you know, you're on a timer, and if you get hit, you lose 5 seconds off that timer. So it's like, it sucks. It's so annoying. I think, although, you know, all those bad things about the game, I wouldn't say that it's literally shit. I'd say it's bad, but it has more content than Bust Depot and Farm. Or would you put it below them or in between?
I'd say it's above. It's alright.
Like, it's a good map. It definitely has better content, and it's definitely the easiest map to play out of all of Advanced Warfare, because it has the most open space. And there's really no infection zones and all that. So now I'm going to do Carrier. You've never played a Carrier either. Carrier is literal shit, but it's the top of literal shit. Actually, no, it's the bottom of bad. Carrier is bad because there's NPCs that you need to fight. Like, not the zombies, obviously. It's literal people that you need to fight that are shooting at you. You need to kill them and defuse a bomb before the timer runs out. And if it blows up, it infects that entire area of the boat. So it's like playing Search and Destroy in zombies, and it's annoying to have to do, because literally once it happens, you have to drop everything you're doing and go do that. And if you're trying to do the Easter egg, it can get to be a pain in the ass a lot of the time. So, like, I wouldn't really like to go back and play this map with Quickscope if he ever wanted to, because it's just, like, it's so boring, and it's difficult, like we were saying with the other maps. Like, it's just really hard. But, you've played the Darkest Shore, right?
A little bit, yeah.
So, just from, like, playing the Darkest Shore, it's nowhere close to better than Infection or Die Rise or fucking Transit. It's better than Point of Contact. It's just, like, you can't see. The fog, the only reason it's below Transit is because the fog is 10 times worse. And it's like, why? Like, why, when I load up this map, why is it just, like, somebody spilled milk all over my screen? It's just so bad because you cannot see anything in front of you. Like, you could be running and run straight into a horde of zombies. If somebody's training in front of you and you don't know they're training because you can only see their outline and nothing else, you run straight into their train of zombies, and you're dead. So with the Darkest Shore, I think literal shit is where it belongs. The Final Reich, the best World War II map, hands down. Hands down. Now, it's not great, that's for sure. What are your opinions on the Final Reich?
Pretty good. Like, I didn't mind going back and doing the Easter egg again.
Here's what I have to say about it. It's a good map. The Easter egg is good. While it's easy, it's very good. And I don't know. It's just like it can get boring because of how easy the Easter egg actually is. So it's like at some points, like the hardcore Easter egg would be a lot better to do. But then like solo the hardcore Easter egg is just annoying. And yeah, it's just like I think the Final Reich is lackluster. What do you think?
Yeah, there's not a ton to it. The Easter egg is pretty easy.
I'd say it's definitely better than Shang, Nacht, and Verrucht. I'd say it goes right here, in between Town and Call of the Dead. Because it's good. Okay. So, I'm going to skip the controversial ones, and we're going to leave those last. The controversial ones being, Origins, DE, stuff like that, Mob, and we're just gonna do the rest of the other stuff and leave the controversial ones for literally last. So, Gerard Crovey, what do you think?
It's a solid map. That's not horrible.
I personally, now this is being unbiased. Well, this is actually biased. If this was a biased tier list, near perfect, right? I love this map. There's literally, on BO3, there's not much that I would say I'd play more than Gerard Crovey. But, being unbiased, this map is good. And it's better than Rev. Obviously, I'm going to let you decide on a spot, and we can kind of like average it out. But I think, personally, the map layout's nice. It's a difficult map, but it's not like extremely difficult. It's just like a difficulty spike from the other maps that kind of make it more intense. The Easter egg is great. The Easter egg steps alone are like they're perfectly planned out and put together. And it just like everything flows so well when you do the Easter egg. It doesn't feel like you're going out of your way to do things, really, because it just like you need to go here to do this to get something done, but then you also have an Easter egg step there as well, so it's like it kind of flows together super well with what you need to do. So what are your opinions on it?
I'd say it at least goes in great because it's a really good map with a good Easter egg.
You think it goes above Rev and great?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Gerard Crovey, pretty solid map. I think it goes there. It's definitely one of the best on BO3. Zombies in Spaceland. What do you think?
I'd say it's one of the better maps that IW has to offer.
It's the best map on IW.
Oh yeah.
Very straightforward and fun Easter egg. The Simon Says step is fun. The boss fight's fun. The wonder weapons are cool. Plus, there's 4 of them, obviously. Cool wonder weapons. The traps and stuff in Infinite Warfare, like amusement park rides. The stuff you can build with the claw machine shit with the coins. That's cool. You literally, just the entire map layout is nice. And it looks great. I feel like if Zombies in Spaceland took time during the day it would be a terrible map. I feel like a terrible map from how it looks anyway, because the way it looks with like the setting at night and all that with all the lights and everything is kind of what brings it up a lot. So in my opinion, this map is no lower than A. It's either near perfect or great. What do you think?
I would say great.
Above or below Gorod though?
I think like below.
Zombies in Spaceland, definitely a very good map. Definitely the best on IW. There's no arguments about that. Beast from Beyond. So, like I said about Gorod, being 100% biased, this map would be either great or near perfect. That's my personal opinion. But looking past my own opinion on the map and kind of looking at like the reality of the map, cryptids are shit. They're annoying to have to deal with. Rhinos are terrible. The fact that there's special zombies from every map that start spawning in at some point during a high round is annoying. The Easter egg is confusing if you don't know how to do it properly. And it's just like it's drawn out and boring for the typical person to do this Easter egg. Plus, the boss fight, while it's good and fun, in my personal opinion, it's probably just boring and lackluster to other people. And in an honest opinion, doing the whole Beast from Beyond Easter egg and boss fight isn't even worth it to do Mephistopheles. I would rather just play boss fight mode and play Mephistopheles like that instead of doing this entire Easter egg. From an honest opinion, anyway. What are your opinions on Beast?
I'd say it would be like lower average, somewhere around there. Because it's alright, but it's not too special.
I'd say it's lackluster.
Yeah.
I'd say it's better than the Final Reich, but it's extremely lackluster. And the Easter egg is like I was saying, it's confusing and all that if you don't know how to properly do it. So I'd say it's lackluster. The Shadowed Throne. I know you've never played this map, and I've played it once, so I'm gonna consider it never played. Also, the Frozen Dawn. The Tortured Path, never played. Groston House, what do you think?
It was alright. It was pretty much like
Pretty much.
Bus Depot.
I'd say
much harder.
I'd say it's Sledgehammer's take on Bus Depot. So I'd say it's bad. It's lower than Carrier. Wait, I just realized Carrier is not worse than survival maps. Okay, Mauer der Toten. This is a recent one, but it's been out for a month or two now. Month and a half. With Mauer der Toten, the Easter egg is good, the boss fight's good. This is the best map on Cold War. There's no doubt behind that. There's best map. I'd say Mauer der Toten would it would definitely be. It's not lackluster because, like I said, the Easter egg and boss fight is really good, and just the map layout is nice, and the way it looks is nice. The way everything flows is nice, and the wonder weapon's cool. They brought the ray gun back in this map, which is cool. So, what do you think?
I'd say, like, my personal opinion, it would go somewhere around like top average or lower good. But
I'd say it goes in between Derice and Classified, because I'm not a huge fan of Cold War, but this map is good. It's not better than Derice. It literally doesn't matter how big or how jam-packed the Easter egg is or whatever, like with everything and how big the map is. Mauer der Toten, it would be better than Derice if it was on BO3. But Darius is just so much better, in my opinion. It's just so much better to play. Like, Mauer der Toten just gets boring. It's the same
Yeah.
thing with the rest of the other Cold War maps. It's just like they're not bad, but they get so boring. Which leads us to D Machine. Worst map on Cold War. But not by much, because Firebase is like trailing right there with it.
I'd say it'd probably go like up higher in lackluster because it's okay, but it's still not too much fun.
With D Machine, like the boss is annoying. I feel like if he didn't split into two more, you're literally killing 3 bosses, but it's literally just one. So, like, it's annoying to have to deal with the boss. The gas hounds are fucking annoying.
Oh yeah, those are like the worst hounds I've ever had to play against.
This map, lackluster, and I'd say it's better than the Final Reich, but not better than from the Beast from Beyond.
Yeah.
It's just like the Easter egg is boring. You take a fucking wrench and bang on a tank. Like, it's not fun to play. Outbreak from Cold War. Cold War Outbreak. It's lackluster. It's a good experience. It's just like it gets repetitive. The challenges are really repetitive. The maps are repetitive. There's really nothing fun about Outbreak, I guess. Because it's literally just like run through an open field for 5 minutes, do your objective, and leave, and do the same thing on the next map because there's barely any zombies that spawn. And they're easy to avoid.
It was basically like Call of Duty Zombies Battle Royale because like you're spending half the game just running around and then the other little portion actually like shooting at stuff.
Yeah, and the points were just terrible to get. So I'd say it's lackluster. It's below the Final Reich. It's better than Town, Verrückt, Nacht, and Shang. But like, in my honest opinion, I'd rather play the Final Reich over Outbreak. Because Outbreak is just boring. Here's where the fun stuff starts. Where all the good to decent maps, you know. Here's where they start pouring in. Raven the Redwoods. The map looks nice. The music throughout the map is nice. That's about it.
I'd say like how the map works and everything is alright. It's not up at the same place as Spaceland, but it's still alright. I'd say like
I'd say I don't want to like keep shoving stuff in lackluster. I'd say it's average. Like
yeah.
It's definitely the second best map. Because literally everything went downhill from Spaceland. It didn't go up from Spaceland. Everything just ended up getting worse. So I think Raven the Redwoods. Boss fight's good. Easter egg is meh. It's easy. It's too easy. It's above 5. Below Kino. Actually, where would you put it?
Like bottom of good because it's alright, but it's not really the best map.
It's average. It's average. Cause Rave, like, there's so much about it that brings it down to average. Like, the Easter egg is too easy. The map itself is too easy. It's on Infinite Warfare, which is easy. The only good things about this map, like the way it looks and the way it plays, and the boss fight, is fun. It's like, would we really want to throw Rave in with, like, Rev and Moon? If you look at it from an Easter egg standpoint, is the Raven the Redwoods Easter egg better than Mauer der Totems? And the boss fight?
When
I'd say it goes right here. What do you think?
It's a good spot for it.
Because I really don't see Raven the Redwood's Easter egg and boss fight being better than Mauer der Toten's. Like, come on, you get the whole uranium in Mauer der Toten, and the boss fight's amazing. Alright, I'm gonna grab a controversial one. The Reisendrak. Literally the better Origins. The bows were amazing. Easter eggs great. Boss fights phenomenal. The Easter egg song is amazing. Obviously, with the premise characters as well. The Ragnaroks were cool. I don't know if I said this already, but the map layout, nice. And the story with the map is good as well. The Reisendrak is near perfect. What do you think?
I'd say it's like near perfect or top of good, or what was it? Yeah, top of great.
I'd say it's near perfect, and like it doesn't really get better than that. Other than, of course, there's other maps. I'm not gonna say what could be better than it, but it doesn't, like, these maps. There's no way that these maps can be anywhere close to as good as this map. This map is literally near perfect. There's really nothing that can change my opinion on that, I don't think. We're gonna grab another controversial one. Origins. Now, I think I would upset a lot of people with this opinion. I don't know what your opinions are on Origins. But with my opinion, Origins, everybody I've talked to about Origins, I tell them, like, the map is overrated. And their response is, like, you can't call it overrated if it lives up to what people say about it. And the amount of things that people will actually, say about the map and kind of try to say that it's one of the best maps of all time. In my opinion, if we're looking at it from a BO2 standpoint at first, the glitch with the fire staff to skip the step where you need to put the staves in the robots' heads completely diminishes the purpose of the difficulty of the Easter egg and the RNG of the Easter egg, which, in my opinion, makes it boring, because actually having to do the step is more fun than just glitching it and basically just skipping the entire thing. And then also, like, using the Mauser to hop up on the ledge over by the church to get the lightning staff part also, like, defeats the entire purpose of the map being difficult and having to use your points to use the tank and all that. And it completely just diminishes the difficulty of Origins as a whole throughout the Easter egg. With BO3, it's basically the same thing. They nerfed the Mauser, but it still somewhat works. And they patched the glitch with the fire staff, so you actually have to do it. But, like, the Gobblegums make it too easy at that point. And, like, Origins as a whole is a good map, but, like, the Reisendrak is better. I'd say Origins goes in between Spaceland and Gorod Krovi. What do you think?
That's a good spot for it. Because, in my opinion, it's a great map, but it's not, like, the best, I guess you could say. It's not, like, near perfect.
It gets so bland, and it's just, like, the difficulty, like, it's supposed to be there, but it's not. And it just, like, it ruins it. It really does. It really ruins the map. It's just, like, Origins had a lot of potential, but people being people, finding glitches kind of brought that down a little bit. Shadows of Evil.
It was pretty good. It was a great map, honestly.
Top of near perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Shadows of Evil is the best looking map that Treyarch has ever produced. Coolest wonder weapon to ever exist. The characters are great. The story behind the map is great. The Easter egg is great. The fact that there's no boss fight, technically, no boss fight, kind of ruins it. But it's still near perfect. Because Shadows of Evil, like, it has all those other factors that kind of make up for the half boss fight, I guess you could call it. And we could just immediately move on. Like, there's really no argument to Shadows of Evil being up there.
Yeah.
Zetsubo no Shima. Well, with Zetsubo, the map layout is pretty bad.
Oh yeah, especially with how the sheer amount of doors there are.
There's so many doors, and how expensive they can actually get is annoying. The map layout's
Yeah.
bad. The Thrasher is OP. The Wonder Weapon is low-key kind of trash, just a little bit.
It was pretty good.
The Wonder Weapon could be better. The damage
yeah.
could be better. The design of it and the way it worked could have been better. It was literally just a worse liquefier that turned the zombies into plants. The boss fight's shit. The boss fight is literally shit. You're fighting a tree that has big pimples on his arm. The spider boss fight is definitely the best boss fight on the map. But like the Easter egg steps are annoying. Having to do challenges is annoying. How difficult some of the challenges could be and how reliant they are on RNG is annoying. The map as a whole is extremely lackluster. In my opinion, it's lackluster. I don't know what you think.
I'd say the map's fairly lackluster.
I'd say it's better than a majority of these maps. I'd say it goes right here. I think it goes between Descent and Ascension. It's not terrible, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. Voyage of Despair. Now, recently you obviously know that my opinions on this map have changed. This is like a biased argument with the map. It's a good map. The map layout's nice. The Easter egg's good. Doing it with friends is fun. The boss fight's fucking amazing. It's a really solid map that is really overhated. But then looking at it from an unbiased standpoint, the map is too confusing. The Easter egg is confusing and difficult to do if you don't know how to properly do it. Having to write down times and all the spawn points and having to know what planet is what to shoot out of the sky and, you know, stuff like that. Also going off of slightly inaccurate colors as well. It's very hard to distinguish each one unless it's like obviously Jupiter or Saturn or something like that. It's just like the map itself is it's pretty bad. The 4-pack-a-punch system where you don't know where it is until you get there and figure out, you know, where it's gonna be, is also pretty annoying. And like I said, the map layout's just confusing as fuck. So I think this map is bad. It's not literal shit, that's for sure. It's definitely bad. It's definitely at the top of bad, I think. What do you think? Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you now. What do you think of Voyage?
Yeah, I'd say it's top of bad.
It's like, even you played it with me recently. We did the Easter egg together.
Yeah.
What did you think while we were playing?
I thought it was okay, but it wasn't too great.
It's not like, you know, loading up Zetsubo or loading up Rev. It's like, you know, this is from an unbiased standpoint. It's bad. It's pretty bad. But like, being completely biased, I'd say it's like good or great. I like the map. I went from 1 to 6 Easter egg completions within like 5 days. So you can tell my opinion has definitely changed about the map a little bit. So I've had a little bit of fun with the map, but it is pretty dog shit. In my honest, unbiased opinion, it's pretty bad. Firebase Z. What do you think about Firebase Z?
Pretty bland. There's
It's
not much to it.
literally from the campaign. It's bad for sure. It's bad. It's not lackluster like D Machine. It's unoriginal, somewhat unoriginal content because it's not playable in the campaign, but it's still there.
Yeah.
I don't know. The layout of the map is just like it's too open. It's too open. The map is too easy. I got round 100 on this map twice. Legitimate and illegitimate. And it was still too easy when I did it legitimate. So with this map, like it's pretty bad. It's being unbiased, it's better than Voyage. It's better than Voyage. It's better than Outbreak, Carrier Farm, Bus Depot, Grusson House, but it's not better than any of these. It doesn't deserve lackluster. It's pretty bad. Actually, it goes bottom of lackluster. Because the Easter egg is alright. The boss fight is too easy. We literally, on launch, we beat the boss fight in like 2 seconds. It was ridiculous.
I wasn't even that prepared when we did it too.
Yeah, we literally weren't even properly prepared. I'm pretty sure we had, 2 Reikes? One was fully packed and one was double packed. We just popped Ring of Fire and killed them in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So, it's extremely lackluster when it comes to the Easter egg and boss fight. And the assault wave rounds are just very annoying. It's like another one of those things, like with Carrier with the bomb defusal. It's like you gotta drop what you're doing, go over there and defend it. Now you're wasting a round. Because you need to do that, you can't use another round to do Easter eggs. So it's like you're just wasting your time and wasting another round on doing the assault wave. So it can be quite annoying to have to do that. The Giant. I feel like we can't really. The Giant is the same thing as Derice, but better because it's like updated graphics and all that. Where would you put the Giant? Like, would you put it above Derice, like directly in average, or would you put it in good at the bottom of good, so it kind of lines up with Derice?
I'd put it above Derice just because there's a bit more, since it is on like BO3 with Gobblegums and everything.
Would you say like above Derice in average or above Derice in good?
Above Derice and like good maybe.
Bottom of good. Definitely, this is getting pushed all the way to the back, for sure, if we even put anything else in good. Dead of the Night. Now, where did I drop Dead of the Night? By accident. There we go. So, basically, Noah J, he disrespected Dead of the Night in his tier list video by he made a whole new category below F called Dead of the Night, and I think it was like something abomination or whatever. And it was the only one in there, I'm pretty sure, because it was the Dead of the Night category. So he's saying Dead of the Night. He said in his tier list video that Descent, Carrier, Infection, Die Rise, Transit, Voyage of Despair, Outbreak, and Cold War's Outbreak, and pretty sure all of Extinction was better than Dead of the Night. Can you believe that shit? The absolute disrespect to Dead of the Night is unbelievable. I would never in a million years put Dead of the Night anywhere below C. Dead of the Night is such a good map. The layout is amazing. The way it looks is amazing. The music, like the soundtrack they used for that map, is so good. The characters, they're unique. They're fun to play as. They're not annoying. Sometimes they can be, but they're not really frequently annoying. The whole, like, the Easter egg in a hole was just fucking phenomenal. the way it was broken up into certain quest lines for each stone to put in the door was great. The Easter egg steps were just fun to do and easy to do as well. And the boss fight is fun. I feel like this boss fight is probably the most fun boss fight on BO4 other than Voyage of Despair. And Tagder Toten technically doesn't have a boss fight, but Tagder Toten's is good as well for the final step. Dead of the Night, in an unbiased opinion, good map. Better than the Giant. Good map. What do you think?
It's a pretty good map. Just the main things that hold it back is there's a ton to remember about, but that's about it.
Let's be honest, who is actually going to remember all the locations for the scratch marks? Who is not using a screenshot of like every location?
Yeah.
When they do this Easter egg. Except for the people who speedrun it and can handle having that much information jam-packed into their fucking skull. Who is genuinely going to remember that? Nobody. Literally no one. So the argument of there's so many spawn points that you have to remember is so inaccurate because nobody is fucking remembering that. Everybody uses a spreadsheet. So there's no reason that that's a valid argument to why the map is bad. It is a great map. Fucking great. I'm leaving it right here in between these two. Good map. Attack of the Radioactive thing. Oh, well, the Easter egg is very bad. The boss fight isn't even worth it to do the Easter egg. The boss fight's kind of boring. The only good part of the boss fight is doing the lasers and putting the bomb code in. Plus, the Easter egg is glitched. On all platforms, it's glitched. So, like, there's a 50-50 chance of even being able to do the Easter egg. The map layout's pretty bad. The map is fucking huge. The doors are expensive. If you're playing co-op, I'm pretty sure it's 4,000 points just to open up the bridge. So, this map is pretty bad. Where would you put it? What are your opinions, you know?
I'd say maybe somewhere like Lackluster.
I'd say it's either bottom of Lackluster. See, this is the thing. It's like, the Easter egg isn't good. The boss fight isn't good. It's only good on, like, certain parts. You have to do chemistry and math. So I think it's bad, but it's, like, right below Voyage. Because at least with Voyage, like, the Easter egg, if you can do it, this is being biased again, but if you could do it, it's pretty fun and easy to do. Whereas, like, with this one, you're literally doing fucking math. You're doing chemistry and math, combining shit, just to make a bomb to fight a big, ugly thing. So, it's like, I don't know. I think, would you think it would go here, or do you really think it's better than, like, Voyage and stuff, and it would go in Lackluster?
Maybe like right below Voyage, especially because it could potentially ruin your run if it's glitched. So.
Yeah, like there's really nothing on Voyage or any of these other maps that could be an instant end game because of an Easter egg glitch. But that being said, Shaolin Shuffle. Being 100% biased, this map is fucking amazing. The layout of the map is good. The Easter egg is good. The boss fight is good. The only thing that brings it down is the God mode glitch. But outside of that, being completely unbiased, this map is ass. The whole layout and the way the map flows together and how small every area of the map is very bad. Multiple power switches is dog shit. They remove Slappy Taffy, which automatically just brings the map down. What else even is there about this map? The boss fight can be kind of annoying. If you don't beat the boss fight properly, you can end up with no ammo. and then literally like you cannot do anything because no drops spawn. So like there's that issue as well. But outside of all that, like this map it's worse than attack, and this map doesn't have any glitches that affect the Easter egg. What are your opinions on Shaolin?
Pretty bad.
It's better
Yeah.
than Groston House, and Bus Depot, and Farm, and Carrier, and Outbreak, but it's not better than Attack. So I'd say right here, bad, but
Yeah.
below Attack. Okay, here's, I think this is the last controversial map. Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead, you've never played. You've played Blood, though, but you can't really give an opinion off of Blood of the Dead. Mob of the Dead. The Easter egg is too easy. The Easter egg's too easy, and it's boring, even with a group. Like, it's literally just fix the plane, fly over to pack, which is something you would typically do in your game anyway. Come back, get gas cans, fill up the gas tank on the plane, go back, come back again, do the gas tanks again, go back over, come back, and then the Easter egg is basically done once you go back another time. Like, the Easter egg is bad, in my opinion. It's just too easy. It's something you would do in the game anyway if you're going to Pack-a-Punch. Like, you need to do it. So, the Easter egg is bad. So, the argument about the Easter egg is, like, so good on this... No, it's not. It's really not. It's literally something that you would need to do. That's like saying if the Easter egg on Shadows of Evil was just going to Pack-a-Punch 3 times and, like, doing that ritual 3 times. Like, it wouldn't be good at that point. So, Mob of the Dead. It has a great map layout. The Easter egg song's good. The crew is a phenomenal crew. But it's just like, it kind of doesn't live up to the hype. Like, it really doesn't live up to that near perfect hype. Like, I really don't see it. I don't see it with Mob. Like, it's great. It's better than Gorod. But I'm not going to put it near perfect. I think it goes right there, above Gorod. Because, like, it's really not near perfect. If it had a good Easter egg that wasn't just going to Pack-a-Punch, which is a simple, just gameplay mechanic, it would be near perfect. But considering the Easter egg is pretty bad, it goes right here. And, like I said, like, you haven't played it, so you can't really, like, give a valid opinion on it, but I think it goes there. 9. Probably one of your most played BO4 maps. I think that goes for both of us, though. Because that was, like, the map we lived on. Camo grinding and high rounds. Like, if you were doing a high round, you'd play 9. Because it's, you know, it's one of the best maps to do a high round on. So, what do you think? What are your opinions on it?
I'd say it's pretty average. It's a good map.
Yeah, I'd say it's average. It's better than Mauerd or Toten. Is it better than Derice, though?
Content-wise, yes, but...
Well, content, yes. Easter egg, map layout, characters, boss fight. So it is better than Derice in theory. The Easter egg's good. The boss fight's fucking... It's so much fun. It's great. I love the boss fight on 9. The Chaos storyline was just so slept on. The characters are good. Except for Diego. But yeah, I think 9 goes there. 9 goes in average. I don't really see why it wouldn't be an average, you know? But we're down. We got 5 left. What are you thinking we should go for?
Maybe like Alpha.
Okay. Alpha Omega. I recently have learned how to do this Easter egg. and I kind of take back a lot of the things that I said about the map. Being 100% biased before I learned how to do everything, I would have thrown it right into literal shit. Alpha Omega is a better version of Nuketown. Nuketown on this tier list would have went in bad, but it's not here, so obviously we can't rate it. This is better than Nuketown. The map layout's bad. It's still bad. It's literally just Nuketown, but kind of spread out more, and there's more buildings. There's the underground area. It's all confined space. The Easter egg is good, however, it's annoying to have to talk to Rushmore every 5 seconds. But the Easter egg is pretty fun. Also, the Wonder Weapon upgrades are pretty good. So I'd say it's lackluster. Because like it could be better. And I'd say lackluster below Descent. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it.
I just don't I don't see myself picking Alpha Omega over Zetsubo or Ascension. Like those maps are just great. Well, obviously lackluster, but they're great for their category. We're down to 3 BO4 maps and a BO2 map. Buried, you've never played Buried before.
Yeah.
So with Buried, I don't remember a lot about the Easter egg for Buried. I don't remember if you need 4 players for it to actually completely finish it. But I know outside of that whole spectrum, the Easter egg is pretty bad. The Wonder Weapon is terrible. While it was cool, while it was good pre-patch, it was just nerfed into the ground like the Liquefier was. The Easter egg is very bad up until the Sharpshooter step is pretty fun. And that's it. The map layout is, in all honesty, it was a cool idea, but the map layout shit and it's easy to get stuck, especially with how bad the weapons are on BO2. I'd say Buried is average, bottom of average though. Buried isn't good, but it's not lackluster or bad. It's a pretty good map, in my unbiased opinion. It's something that I would play. It's something that a lot of people would play, and a lot of people would say is good. Tagged or Toten, my personal probably top 3 or 4 on BO4. So, with Tagged or Toten, what do you think? Let's hear your opinions.
It was a pretty good map.
I think with Tagged or Toten, the Easter egg is good if you can do it. Not gonna lie, pretty good Easter egg. But there's no boss fight, which kind of kills that a little bit. But the ending step to the Easter egg redeems it a little bit because it's at least a good ending step. It's definitely better than 9. Tagged or Toten's, what do you think? Do you think it's better than 9?
Say it's better than 9.
I'd say it goes top of average. Because it's a BO4 map, so it's like a lot of BO4 was kind of fucked, but I think, in all honesty, it's top of average. Now here's where it kind of gets pretty easy to rank these. Blood of the Dead. What did I just do? Oh, blood. Blood of the Dead. What do you think?
Okay.
I say bottom of bad. Actually, no. It's better than these. It's better than Carrier. It's better than Outbreak. Would you rather play Shall and Shuffle or Blood of the Dead?
Blood.
Would you rather play Attack or Blood?
Blood, probably.
Okay. Voyage or Blood?
Voyage, maybe.
Okay. I kind of agree with this a little bit, because I'd rather play a Treyarch map. So it's bad. Not better than Voyage, but it's bad. Blood of the Dead. I think it's a overhated map. It's pretty good. Easter egg's pretty good. Layout, Mob of the Dead, but some extra stuff. Premise crew's good. Boss fights fun-ish. Ancient Evil. This is the last map on our rank here, and this is probably going to be the highest ranked BO4 map. I think Ancient Evil, this is going to be controversial as fuck, is a near perfect map. I don't know what your opinions are on the map, but I think it's near perfect. I think with the crew, the Chaos crew was very slept on. The map layout's good. The Easter egg is good. The gauntlets are cool. They're easy to do. They're easy to upgrade. It's a fun map to play for high rounds. The Easter egg's pretty easy. It's just like it's lengthy, but it's easy to do. And the boss fight's fun. This is like one of those maps where it's like there's really not much you could do to make it better because it's already just so good. What are your opinions on it?
Yeah, it's pretty much like Origins and DE, but on BO4.
Yeah.
Like with the what is it, with the 4 different elemental gauntlets.
So yeah, I agree with you. It's literally just near perfect. It's BO4's near perfect map. But this is a good tier list in my opinion. This isn't anything that's like, yeah, we have literally all of BO4 Cold War, Advanced Warfare, and COD Ghosts maps all the way up at the top. Like, it's not really anything bizarre. I'd say it's a pretty good tier list. It's pretty well made. It's not anything extremely terrible, you know. So what do you think of this?
Looks like a good tier list.
I think it's pretty solid. But that is definitely going to be the end of the live stream, and this is the tier list. Obviously, this is all of our unbiased opinions. Definitely going to take like a screenshot or something of this at some point. But this is pretty accurate. It doesn't seem like there's any stuff wrong with it. Seems like it's pretty solid. These maps are fucking phenomenal. These are good maps. These maps like are playable. These maps are also very playable. These ones are like, they can get boring, you know, very boring, basic. These maps are just bad all around. Layout, Easter egg. These are just like ones that you would literally never touch. And then obviously the ones we haven't played. I would definitely never touch Diarize or Infection, Transit, Darkest Shore, or Point of Contact ever again. Unless I was doing the Easter egg for the Darkest Shore, but that's it. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for everything. That was pretty good. Anything left that you have to say?
Not really.
Alright, well, there we go with the live stream. I guess I will wrap this up. I'm gonna deafen, and then we can see what we're gonna do once the stream's over. Alright. Alrighty. Well, anybody who is watching the stream, or was watching the stream, I appreciate you for watching, and I think that's gonna be it for the live stream. Like I said, thanks for watching, and I'll probably be live again tomorrow, streaming BO4 or something like that, doing some Easter eggs, playing multiplayer, whatever I feel like doing. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it.